Yo, what is up guys? This is Rise and welcome to another video. I've got some Show 6 Pick 3 content for you today. Some really good battles I had in last month's Gym Breakers World Cup. If you're unfamiliar with this format, it follows the monthly Silph format, but it's countries competing against one another. I am the captain of Team USA, and this past month, from an individual standpoint, I was actually able to take first place in terms of our ELO. It's similar to like Go Battle League ELO system, or you win, you gain ELO points, you lose. But it's not a perfect system because Vani was like, you see Vani at number 2 right now. He was number 1 by like 100 points, and he didn't even go under 500. I think he went like 4-2, and he dropped, and I went 6-0, and I gained a bunch. So like, if you're at the top, it's really easy to drop. And if you're lower, it's a lot easier to climb. So, currently number 1 there, my boy Panic, close behind at number 3. And we're going to get into these battles. So, match number 1 here. This is Team USA versus Spain. This was the semifinal. Spain is the number 2 ranked country behind Team USA. So, they're always going to give us a tough run for our money. And we're going to see how we do. So I'm playing against Saruka, who is the number 18th ranked battler right now on Silph. Phenomenal battler. And he actually 7-0'd with this team in a tournament. So I was a little bit, I wouldn't say scared, but I had a healthy respect for my opponent, like going into this game. And we are going to see how it plays out. Where's my footage? Here it is. And I tried out a relatively new team here, and I felt like it matched up pretty well against my opponent's team. I've got double bug steal, and the Gengar is really safe as well. So for game 1 here, I got a great lead. I brought my Gengar in back here. I know this is probably going to be a bait, but if he gets off 2, I'm going to have to shield one of them anyway. So I figured I might as well shield. I overfarmed quite a bit. Perhaps should have from that Shadow Ball before allowing this Fortress to get to another mirror shot. Going for the Shadow Ball now here. I try to undercharge a little bit, but a pretty poor undercharge by me. I still KO'd it. And if you look at my energy there, if my opponent snuck a Mud Shot, which he did, I wasn't going to get to 2 Shadow Punches. That's why I just go for the safe play, go for the Shadow Ball. So Poly has energy, but we still have switch advantage. I'm definitely going to be willing to tank this move from Poly because I know I can live one. I don't want to be shields down, and it is a Crustle in back. So we should be okay here. Get the shield, but this is a little bit scary because Crustle's still hitting us for neutral damage. I do get off my mirror shot here, which is pretty nice. Does quite a bit of damage. I figure I can take a Rock Slide if need be, and they actually baited me. And now I figure, you know what? I've got this energy. The Poly's pretty much dry. I correctly shielded the Rock Slide that time. And now we're going to just commit to the EQ, and we get to the EQ, and Shiny Fortress is going to take game 1 here against Saruka. So yeah, my double bug steal is just so safe against his team, right? There's really no hard check to either of them. Like, what's the hardest check to Fortress? Poliwrath, I guess, but I'm only taking neutral damage from Poliwrath. And then what's the hardest check to Wormadam? Like, the opposing Fortress, I guess. That's a fairly hard check since it's going to resist everything and has access to neutral Earthquake. But like, to be honest, my Fortress and my Wormadam each only have like 1 legit counter. So they basically have 5 either positive or neutral matchups. They're just so safe together. I got the good use out of my Gengar for game 1. One reason I really liked using Gengar in this meta, this is the Nemesis Cup, is because it's a hard check to Fortress, which became pretty popular. Not like a super hard check per se, but a pretty hard check. You're going to resist the bug bites, and you can actually tank a mirror shot, as we saw in the last game. We're thinking about this line here, Gal, Fort, Quag. I'm thinking quite a bit. Fast forward a tad, hopefully I don't go too far. Galv, Fort, Quag. Okay, so we're actually dropping the Wormadam Trash. We're changing it up 2 slots. That was super weird. Did you see that? What the heck was that? Okay. Evan is apparently invading this video. We're going for a discharge here. We had another positive lead this game, right? We led our Galv into a poly, and they safe swapped Fort. Oh, you know what? I'm just realizing they have a shiny Fort too. That's crazy. We're both rocking the shiny Fort. Here, what you're going to end up seeing is I lag, and they get, like, the 3rd shield. And to be honest, this 3rd shield, like, almost helps me. This 3rd shield ends up helping me because it gives me more farm and allows me to get to this EQ that maybe I wouldn't have gotten to otherwise. I aggressively swap here into the Galvantula to not allow more of a mud shot down. I'm able to farm him down. What's in back? I figure it possibly could be the Crustle again. It is the Crustle. I believe my opponent snuck in a Smackdown there, so I won't be able to get to a second lunge, unfortunately. Fortress comes in. This time I'm gonna elect not to shield the Rock Slide because he's been debuffed. So I figure a non-debuffed Rock Slide later on could potentially do more. Mirror Shot coming through, grabs the shield. No shields remaining for our opponent. This might only be enough energy for an X-Scissor, but I feel like I gotta shield something. I don't want fast moves to take me out. Just making sure I time my move so I don't allow him to catch here. Take him out with the Mirror Shot. And then everything else was so low, we just bug bite things down before they even appear on the screen. And we take game number 2 there, so 2-0. And in Gym Breakers, every single game matters. You play 3 against your opponents. You have 8 people playing on each team. And first team to 25 wins. So every point matters. This game, we elect to safe swap our Drapion since Worm has a pretty terrible matchup against Fortress. So first 2 games, right, we had pretty good leads. This game, a bad lead. Let's see if we can overcome it. Walrein is over farming quite a bit. I decided to let it go because I think he was at double, and they actually Earthquake me, which really surprised me. I didn't think that was necessary, to be honest. I'm going to go for a huge farm down here. I figure Worm could be valuable, so I am going to shield this first EQ. And this can only be an Icicle Spear, so I can safely let this one go. Walrein so spammy. Aggressively swap my Galv into the Fort. Because I'm down to shield, I figure he might go for an EQ again, and he does. So I'm able to correctly shield that, over farm a little bit. Who knows, maybe this was lunge range from here, so maybe discharge is overkill. But I get a shield anyway. Poly comes in, we got some mutual lag. Oh man. Going for the lunge, they almost have to shield, right? A discharge would just win the game, so they kind of have to respect it with a shield. I have another one loaded if I live this Ice Punch. And look at that, Galv hanging on by a thread, hanging on by a spider silky thread. And then we can just combo here with our Bug Buzz. I did overtap there for the Bug Buzz, but didn't really matter. I think we would have lived an EQ anyway. And we take the win against Saruka 3-0. So At this point in the match, I believe we were down like, I forget, to be honest, 12-17. So the 3-0 got us back within striking distance, 15-17. And then we're going to go to this next matchup against Bestie Max. And Bestie Max team, I have it the same in the graphic. It's actually slightly different. I believe he had Shadow Drapion instead of the Fortress. But other than that, it was pretty much the same. Game 1, we lead Galv into Gorg. We have 2 better responses to the Gorg, so we're going to swap out. And I figure he's probably not going to bait a Wormadam. That'd be pretty risky, so I do decide to shield. He catches my Bug Buzz, but it's on a Drapion, so it's not like Drapion's going to appreciate this Bug Buzz. It is just a normal Drapion. And I got the Defense Fell, which is nice. He also gets the Defense Fell. I make sure to throw my Iron Head right away as to not allow him to outpace me here. I aggressive swap in my Fort. He does get to a crunch, but as you see his team, right, there's really no hard response to my Fort other than Poliwrath, I guess. And in comes Walrein. And I'm like, okay, this is certainly winnable. I'm going straight for the EQ. Either I do a lot of damage or I get the shield. Bang, a lot of damage. And at this point, we can probably just save our shield for Galv and be fine. They bait me. They do... Oh, wow. They do almost farm us down before the Mirror Shot. We just get there. I'm debating what I want to do here, and I... Excuse me. I figure I come in Worm to force them to Shadow Ball me. And the Shadow Ball doesn't even KO because of the debuff. Unless they undercharged. And I'm just going to throw my Lunge right away to potentially force the last shield here. Opponent has been double debuffed now. Lots of mutual lag. Lots of mutual lag. And I call the Seed Bomb bait there because I knew the Walrein had energy. Definitely going to shield since I have the move, since I snuck a Volt Switch through, and they went for their win con, landing the Earthquake. And we win the unfortunate that mutual lag, because who knows, maybe if it wasn't for the mutual lag, they wouldn't have baited. But I guess it wouldn't have mattered unless they had double Icicle Spear. They would, because they would have needed the Shadow Ball, and that wouldn't have KO'd after 2 debuffs. So if they had double Icicle Spear, then maybe they would have won there. But we take game 1 against Bestia Max. Able to overcome a not so great lead. Gorg does pretty well against Galv. But as you see, this double bug steel team I decided to run just matches up really well against my opponent. Wormadam and Fortress just very safe across the board. We get Fortress into Gourgeist, pretty neutral matchup. So if you guys are in this matchup, in the future, you want to try and throw this Mirror Shot before the Shadow Ball for a potential debuff. We don't get the debuff. I think he did 7 there, so he's only 3 away from his next. I eat the Shadow Ball. In comes Walrein. Gonna elect to shield here. It is the EQ. Over farm just a tad. By 1 confusion. Going for a Bug Buzz here. It gets shielded. I know my Worm is so good against his team. It really only has 1 counter to worry about. I decide I want to shield this. Preserve my Worm. Over farm quite a bit. Get off this Iron Head. And check this play out. He shields. I combo play with the Mirror Shot I have stored. And he was very close to an Earthquake. And all that energy from his Walrein goes to waste. And look at this. Fortress getting to another mirror shot against Crustle just before going down. And this game has just totally swung in our favor. From what was looking like it could have been a close game, we are now in a phenomenal position. He catches my Iron Head, but like, to be honest, it kind of makes my job easier because I want to get rid of this Gourgeist. Needs to go for a Rock Slide here to take us out. We actually barely survived it. And then Drapion can safely come in here and close things out with a Crunch. Chomp Chomp. Takes out Crustle. So 2-0 here against Bestia Max, and we'll see if we can go for the clean 6-0 sweep. And let's do it. Game 3 lineup. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Let's go with the double bug steel lineup. This time with Galv again in the lead. And we see the Gorg again in the lead. So we're going to safe swap our Wormadam. It's met by Walrein. He doesn't have a hard answer to Wormadam. I think Drapion is honestly his best answer. We know if you look at his team graphic, it's actually Drapion instead of Fortress. Correctly shield the EQ. I can go for a big confusion down here. I believe this is only an Icicle Spear. So we're going to come out of this healthy and with energy. The Gourgeist comes back. Wow. Going straight for the Bug Buzz. Gets shielded. And here is where things are tricky because I am worried about what could be in back. For example, if it's the Crustle, I'd actually want to come in with my Galv here, but I'm trying to predict that it's going to be the Poliwrath in back. I'm trying to predict that was a Poliwrath. I feel like that makes more sense with the team comp. Gonna go for a mirror shot here. I get the last shield, and getting that last shield is massive because now I can safely live this Ice Punch and get off my discharge. Just gonna under tap, not take any chances. I basically let him do an entire mud shot there just to be safe. And our Fortress is so healthy, right, that even if the Gorg takes us out here with the Shadow Ball, we know that our Fortress is not in Shadow Ball range. And we get to a mirror shot to clean up the Gourgeist. So a nice 6-0 sweep there with our Nemesis team in the Gym Breakers World Cup. Unfortunately, Team Spain would go on to beat Team USA. And then Team Spain played Team California, which, believe it or not, is the second team for Team USA. And they've been absolutely destroying it. And Team California, the Team USA second team, went on to win and beat Spain in the final by a convincing margin, nonetheless. So proud of those guys. Definitely disappointed that we fell short this month. My microphone levels seem extra loud today. But it was unfortunate. I felt one cool thing about these team tournaments is when we like to share our battles in voice chat and Discord. So if anyone can be there, they can provide any advice, which sometimes can be distracting depending on the battler. Like if you have someone in your voice, it can be distracting. Sometimes it can be helpful. I think it just depends on the person. But yeah, just unfortunate. I felt like we had a lot of uncharacteristic throws and misplays against Spain, where legitimately like 5 to 7 games I thought were either should have been wins, but we kind of found the lose condition, or we didn't even give ourselves a chance to win because we made some really bad misplays early on. So hopefully we can come back next month and grab the title. In Gym Breakers history, Our team, Team USA, has the most titles with 8. Spain, I believe, has 6. And a lot of teams have a couple. Team California already has 2 and only like 5 tries. And Germany, Japan each have some. And I'm probably missing somebody in there. You guys can hate me in the comments if I missed you. But that is the video. If you guys enjoyed this content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Comment down below. All comments help us out. I'm going to prepare a few more videos ahead of time here on Thursday for the weekend as I go to Indianapolis this weekend. So if you want to tune in to that Indianapolis regional, make sure you go on Twitch at the Pokemon Go official account, or I think you can watch on YouTube as well on the official Play Pokemon channel. But yeah, all that said, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.